Dear audience of Energie TV, good evening and welcome to our briefing actuality. We start today information by the head Islamic Council of Mali in collaboration with other civil society organizers had a greeting meeting this Sunday 7th November 2019 in the morning at the sport place Salamatu Maiga of Bamako. The goal of this meeting, which brought together several personalities of the country, was to support Malian army. As announced the president of the High Islamic Council of Mali, Hassan Usman Sherif Madan Haidara, honor his promises by giving 10 million CFA to the Malian army. Together, let us follow this report by Alassane Kone and Gausu Sanogo. During this great meeting, the organizer called for the sacred union of all the girls and all the sons of Mali around the Malian army. We say halt to the massacres of civilian and military populations. That's enough. We demand the presence of the state throughout the territory in order to provide the population with basic social services. We demand the rigorous application of the law of 5th March 2015 on the law of orientation and military programming, revealed the statement of the High Council Islamic of Mali and civil society. In addition, during this meeting, the president of the High Council Islamic of Mali, Usman Sherif Madan Haidara, spiritual guide of the Ansar, gave 10 million CFA to support the Malian army. The Association for the Protection and Promotion of Bozo Culture, well known as Bozo Kabu, had last Saturday at the National Museum conference on the topic "What can be the contribution on the Association Bozo in the resolution of the country crisis in Mali?" It was at the presence of the Secretary General of the Ministry of Culture and several communities associations like Irganda, Guina Dogon, Tapital, Pulaku, among others. Together, let us follow this report by Aruna Keita and Modibo Jara.
Bozo Kabu, which means bringing together Bozos, aims to contribute to the creation and development of conditions that allow the Bozo language and culture to flourish. This development is not possible with peace, from where this conference debates the association Bozo Kabu to get involved in the reach for peace. The leaders of the association seized this opportunity to shed light on the ordeal that the community of Bozo culture is experiencing in this crisis can be known by the people. Faced with this suffering situation of the Bozo culture community and that of the security crisis, the Bozos play a role of peacemakers by making contributions like that sensibilization of Bozo culture. Anytime the involvement of communities in the resolution of crisis remains paramount, that is why Bozo Kabu offered solutions. Recall that several association friends Bozo Kabu were present at this conference debate. All are unanimous that the resolution of conflicts through dialogue based on sincerity and through by using fraternal relation between communities.
Restitute the term of reference of the inclusive national dialogue at its base was the target of a workshop organized last Sunday by the socially well-known as Yelemakura. The event was chaired by Amadou Koita, Minister of Foreign Malians, no less founder of the party. At the end of this event, he invited our reporter, Musa Jara and Modibo Jara. This dialogue will enable the entire population to come together for peace, harmony and reconciliation in Mali. The PS party has participated in all phases such as communal, regional and this inclusive national dialogue that revolves around 6 times in Mali, including peace, security and social cohesion, political and institutional, government, economy and finance, social youth, sport and culture. All the Malians must support this initiative of the President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta, who is wholly here for Malians and worked for the peace and stability of our country. We have said that dialogue is part of our social values, which is why we know how to participate and invite other people to follow the same path. Getting people to play sport effectively, fight diabetes and other related diseases was the goal of a sporting work initiated by the Sochiba Good Neighbor Association. This activity, which took place last Saturday, recorded the presence of several great personalities of the district, report Musa Jara and Gausu Jara. The goal of this association is to help people through citizenship actions. As part of the execution of its program of activities, the Association of Good Neighbors initiated this sport work whose objective is to fight against obesity, diabetes, and other related diseases. This very important activity recorded the participation of more than 50 people who do not hide their satisfaction. This initiative has been commended by the municipal authorities. According to the leaders of the Good Neighbor Association, this initiative is just the beginning of a citizen campaign. Other neighborhood development actions are in prospect. Minister of Defense and Veteran of Mali was this Thursday against the election of the nation to discuss the issues of defense territory of our country. To responding the questions from the Honorable Moussa Diarra, Ibrahima Dairou Damele said that France doesn't have a military base in Mali, but rather a temporary camps. It also specified that there is no defense agreement between Mali and France, but rather a cooperation treaty. More clarification with Moussa Diarra. Answering the questions of Honorable Moussa Diarra, Ibrahima Dairou Damele said that France doesn't have a military base in Mali, but rather temporary camps. Another clarification, Minister Damele specifies that there is no defense agreement between Mali and France, but rather a cooperation treaty. Speaking of repetitive attacks in northern and center of Mali, the minister also hinting that it is not up to French forces to defend the integrity of Mali's territory in place of the national army. The law of military programming underlined by the Honorable Diarra was hiding by the minister while recalling the ordeal that the Malian army lived more than 20 years ago. The inadequacy of intelligence services and the dearth of weapons were also mentioned in the hemicycle. In answer to the question of the Honorable Moussa Diarra to know the real problem of the Malian army, Minister Dairou Damele will say that it dates from 2012 with the COP, and even that threatened the national army to meet the challenge of rebuilding the national army. The minister will say he needs the support of all the people of Mali. This Thursday, 21st November 2019, the Center Schools of Industry, Economy and Administration, well known as Ethica, refused the word at a major meeting organized by the Education Union's signatory of 5th October 2016 after several actions. The idea was to take stock of the execution of the conciliation minutes signed on 7th November 2019. In addition, trade unionists called all teachers to mobilize and patriotic to meet the challenges. As part of the celebration of International Education Week, The United States of America Embassy in Mali hosted a special ceremony in Kampala on Thursday to discuss between Malian educational system and United States of America. Together, let us follow this report. It was here at Kampala University that this exchange meeting took place. During this ceremony, the panelists took the floor to talk about their journey in order to motivate these young people who are about to give up.
Well, this is something that was initiated by the Cultural Affairs section of the U.S. Embassy. We have a new cultural attaché, Data, who has deemed it important to come here in Kampala to meet teachers of English so that we can exchange about our own problems and how they can help us. So this was one of the aim of this activity. The second reason why she comes here was also to create a kind of platform between the teachers, alumni, and the students, and share our experiences about our stay in the U.S. So that to make also the student familiar with the other programs of the U.S. Embassy, the Fulbright program, the YES program, etc. So this was the main idea behind the coming of the cultural attaché here in Kampala this morning. It can, because not all the students know about the programs. They have given to us a list of about 10 programs, and even more, which can give opportunities to students to study in the U.S. or participate in any educational exchange program. So this is amazing because learning English in a French-speaking country is always challenging. So giving the student this opportunity to know more about the U.S. educational system and how to apply for the scholarships, this is a wonderful opportunity that the embassy offers to students. And I think that they have taken advantage of that already because some of them have started to know more about the programs, and I'm sure that next year many of them will apply for many programs.
Some teachers did not fail to mention the importance of this partnership between Mali and United States Embassy, which is not new according to them.
We know this is a long story, but I'll make it short. The University of Kampala, especially the English department, has always had a partnership with the U.S. Embassy. When I was a student, that partnership was there and is still there. But it's some kind of, they're kind of giving a new dynamism to the process. Because they kind of, at a time, there was a time where people were not motivated. And I think there is a new time, they'll relaunch it if you want. They choose the best. You have to be excellent. Poverty doesn't matter. You might be you might be poor, but if you are excellent, if you excel in your field, you can get this opportunity to go. But I personally went to the state because I was excellent at the time.
For her part, the representative and cultural affairs officer of the United States Embassy in Mali, Mrs. Data Cravent, was pleased and satisfied first of all by the good organization and answered some questions asked by the students who are at the heart of this initiative.
Well, first, this is the International Education Week, so our goal is to promote international education in Mali. And in light of that goal, we came to this university to speak to the teachers, the administrators, and the students about opportunities for the U.S. Embassy to collaborate to not only promote international education, but also English language programs. So we just met with about 100 of the undergraduate English students about study abroad opportunities in the United States. And we heard from many of their professors and classmates who have also studied in the United States. What we hope comes from this is that many of the students who were here today will apply for embassy programs to study in the United States. And we also hope that we can provide resources for the English language teacher. The U.S. Embassy has many programs to facilitate study in the United States, everything for high school students and undergraduate students, master's students, professional students, also leaders in the community. And so we're very, very hopeful that we will get some great applicants and be able to continue our initiatives in Mali. The promotion of English language programs has always been a strategic priority of the United States. The U.S. Embassy in Mali is very committed to increasing efforts to promote the English language in Malian universities, and it's something that we are hoping to focus on for many years to come. I hope that the audience will consider studying in the United States as an option. I told the students here today, studying in the United States is absolutely possible, and the United States Embassy in Mali is here to help. But it's not easy, so that's why we're here to help. I hope the audience members reach out for more information at our online website and also by coming to visit us at the American Center. I appreciate you being here to cover this event because, as I mentioned, our goal is to get information to students. And so if you can help us get information to a wider audience, thank you.
That's wonderful to have a journal in English in which can give students news about their countries, but news about what is happening all around the world. That's amazing. It is to get the local information in an international language. English today is a global language, so they get global information via a global language. This is something wonderful. So I think that students are very happy to get that. We used to have those kind of journals in the past, but you have to go to the embassy to get them. So you know that some students do not have the opportunities always to go there, or some of them are lazy.
My feeling, about today's activity is really great because, this activity, we wanted to organize it, many years, but unfortunately, due to some circumstances, we couldn't do it. So this year, if we arrived to realize one of the biggest plans for the, English environment or university students is thanks to U.S. Embassy.
Yeah, personally, this kind of advantages is a great opportunity to each one of us. Students, they can apply for, as they say, in the panel discussion. Okay, so it's a very good thing. Each one of us could take advantage of it. Maybe going to go to United States through this.
I think the American Embassy is offering us a great opportunity, but we do not know how to exploit that opportunity. Okay? When I say we, I'm talking about students, okay? Because students do not work hard, because it is by working hard that one can go to the United States on the American program.
All welcomed and congratulated the Cultural Affairs Officer for her voluntary support and gestures of kindness to all students in the English streams in Mali. They also took the opportunity to invite students to not neglect this new opportunity. Hundreds of people marched through the streets of the Malian capital on Friday, 22nd November 2019 to show their hunger after the multiplication of massacres in the center of Mali, where more than 250 people have been killed since the beginning of the years. The march also supported the Dana Amasagu self-defense group led by Yusuf Toloba. Together, let us follow this report by Musa Jara and Abubakar Toure.
At the call of the Bagneso movement, The march had a dual purpose of supporting the Dan Amasagu self-defense group and denouncing the security situation in the center of Mali. Also, the protesters demand the release of their brothers arrested and incarcerated in the prison. This is the first time that the poster of Yusuf Toluba, the warlord of Dana Amasagu, is branched here in Bamako. For the president of the Bagineso movement, this is more than normal. Party of the Labor Exchange, they march indeed at the Monument of Independence. The marchers, armed with placards hostile to France and the Malian authorities, rebuilt against what they call French's bad policy in managing the crisis in the center of the position of the Malian authorities in the face of the situation. They call on the country's authority to take their responsibility to put end to this situation, which is becoming increasingly worrying.
Ladies and gentlemen, these were our today actuality in which I'm really excited to present it. As we already said, God helps those who help themselves. May God help us, may God protect us to build our country. See you soon and stay connected on Energie TV. Energie TV, the child of environment.